Hey guys, welcome back. PG Minington here with episode 72 of PG Minington's Let's Play, and as you can see, we are actually heading over to our original home, or not actually our original, but actually our home. As you can see, that chunk is not loaded, and that's a little bit strange. Let's get that loaded up. So now all we have to do is not press E on accident, but we would like to go ahead and check on our resources. So as you can see, we are actually building up, but I would like to go ahead and make sure that I grab out everything that we have in here, because I'm actually pretty dang sure that everything is beginning to fall on the ground, because for some reason the last row of this buffer will not actually sort. I'm sure that there is a reason for that, but I'm not quite sure of what that reason is. But in last episode, when we did leave off, we were actually working on an amazing, well, what I hope is going to be an amazing turtle making machine. Now this machine is hopefully going to enable us to have so many turtles that we're going to be able to keep up with Frodo in his creation of what you would like to call it. Let's see, what can we call it? The solar panel making machine that he's making. I would actually like to beat it by getting some more EMC. I hope our machine is already a little bit better than his is, but I can't be for certain. Let's go ahead and see what we can get out of here. Let's take this, and then there we go. So now we have all of this stuff organized, and we have our 5 diamonds as well, which is awesome. So let's go ahead, and I think I already requested a basic logistics pipe. Oh, we clicked on this again. And we might already have it in our inventory for all that I know. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. We'll just have to request another one really quick, and let's see. I will go ahead and grab this, and then once I get this here, I will see you guys in a sec. Wait a second. I think I actually got it. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of these, and I will see you guys in a sec. Alright, so just so you guys know, I did actually use a diamond pickaxe to grab myself a ton of gold. I think I got like 14 gold from it. I don't exactly know what I got. Let's see, 5. Yeah, I did get exactly 14, and I requested 6 basic logistics pipes, because that should be just enough, or not just enough, but we should definitely have enough now for us to do what we need to do in the end. So let's go ahead and use our end book, and let's go on there. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, and holy crap, that was a very fast world switch, so that's sweet. And I was actually exporting a video while I was recording last video, I think. Or maybe it was like the second half anyway, but it was a little bit slower than I'm used to playing on, so hopefully the frame rate is just fine on last episode. But if you guys weren't here for last episode, please do go check that out, and you will be informed. But I'm going to go ahead and summarize it really quickly. We were working on this machine in the end that is going to be making our pickaxes for sure. And the pickaxes are obviously going to go into here, and then these pickaxes are going to be supplied with this satellite pipe into this to make our turtles. So turtles are definitely going to be piped out somewhere. And also, we definitely fell off this last episode, so I'm going to go ahead and add those, and that should prevent us from falling off, I am hoping. And I'm also hoping that we're only going to need just a few, or just actually 3 of these automatic crafting tables to craft our mining turtles, which are going to be used in the overworld to get us a bunch of EMC in order for us to beat Frodo. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get started on this. Now, the first thing that we are actually going to need is going to be not a pickaxe, definitely not a pickaxe, but we are going to need a piece of stone. So let's go ahead and grab all of that out, and holy crap, we just created way too many pieces of stone. Well, that's really no big deal, because here is what I would like to do. Let's go ahead and tell this that let's see, what is the recipe for a computer? Number 1, we are going to need a computer, most definitely. Let's see. We don't want that one, we don't want any of those turtles, but we want this turtle. As you can see, there's just a little bit of redstone in the middle. Actually, you know what? First off, I'd like to make the glass panes that we do need, which we can't do currently, but we will be able to get that soon. Let's go ahead and place this guy there, and then let's take our stone and place it around the outer sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Now all we have to do is plop down, say, one of these chests. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, all we have to do is take provider pipes and run them along the back here. So that's no big deal. Now, all these chests can be like redstone and stuff like that. So the great thing is now that even though we did mess up with our stone, we should have no issue by transmuting this over, and we should just be able to grab some of this redstone. Let's go ahead and plop that down, and then I don't want any of that, but I do want the redstone so that we can place it into here, and we shouldn't need all that many because we're definitely not going to need that many computers. So now that we have our redstone, we also need some stone, so let's take all of this. And stone is actually going to be a lot more used than the other items. So let's go ahead and grab all of this out. And about 6 stacks should be just fine. And I think that's 7 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's 7 stacks right there. And just for comfort, you know what? Let's grab just another stack of our redstone, and then that should be just fine. And I do want to make sure that we are actually converting into our pickaxe so we can get rid of all of that. But for the time being, we're actually going to grab some glass as well, and we definitely don't need that much glass, so let's grab out that, and then that should be just fine. Now, what I do need to create is a bunch of glass panes. Now, these definitely are going to be just as less used as or not less used, but they're not going to be used very much, just as the redstone isn't going to be used very much at all, because it's only used in one place in the recipe. So we're also going to need chests, but the chests should be no big deal because we can actually, you know what? We don't need all three of these because we aren't using so many items and we're not actually using condensers. So the stone, I say, can just go ahead and rest in this chest because, oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it anyways. Let's go ahead and boom, and now we have everything into one chest as soon as I can get the rest of the stone into here. So now we can actually conserve, let's see, I think that's like 8,000 EMC that we just saved, so that's great. And then a few diamonds or so from there just by not using those provider pipes. So as you can see, this is basically everything that we need for our computer. So now all we have to do is take a glass pane, and I think what we should be able to do is teach this that a piece of redstone is going to go in the center and the glass pane is going to go on the bottom. So let's go ahead and get our glass pane there, and boom. So that is how the computer is made. Now all we have to do is right click on this and say import the recipe. So now it knows how we are actually making our computers. Now the second step to making a turtle is, let's go ahead and type in turtle, and we should be able to find the recipe for the normal turtle. So now we actually need our iron ingots. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, I'm actually just going to bring in some iron from the overworld, and we should have no problem in making the turtle. Also, we're going to need to make a ton of chests, but I believe we're just going to transmute all of those for the time being. Later, maybe we can actually completely automate this, but to be honest, we're not going to need a ton of these turtles because, obviously, we can't actually use that many at the same time because it's going to be a nuisance to do. So let's go ahead and turn all of these into chests at our best ability, and let's go boom. So now all we have to do, what the heck is that thing? What is this? A chair. I had no idea that we could make chairs. That is, I don't even know what mod adds that. Is that actually in vanilla? I don't even know. It might be Red Power. It sounds like something Red Power would have added. Let's go ahead and take this, and then our chest, our holy fudge muffins. Alright, let's go ahead and grab, say, we definitely don't need 3 stacks. Let's go ahead and grab 2 stacks, and then all we have to do is throw this into here. Now, the most widely used thing is actually going to be iron, which is actually kind of sad because iron is definitely rather expensive. But all we have to do is, let's see, let's go ahead and go fly up to our thing up here, our transmutation tablet, and from here we should be able to make enough iron for us to get going. Now, iron is going to be the main part that is going to be the cost effective, or not cost effective, but it's actually going to decrease the cost effectiveness for this, but it's really no big deal because we do actually have a farm creating everything else, including the diamonds for this, so we should have no big deal in doing this. Let's go ahead and throw our Klein Star into here, and we should be able to grab some iron. So I'm thinking let's go ahead and target that, and then from here, iron ingots are going to be no big deal to pull out. Let's go ahead and throw these chests into there, and let's pull out some more iron. And what the heck did I just also pull out? We're going to have to, let's see, throw some gold into there, and now we have some Klein Star energy. So now that iron should be just enough. We almost have 2 stacks, so no big deal. We should have enough for us to make approximately 8 or 9 mining turtles, so that is a great thing. And I know we didn't have to go through this big complicated setup to get what we are getting here, but I would kind of like doing setups that are like this. So let's go ahead and take, we have enough in there, so all we have to do now is go to here, and we have to say that we would like a computer. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Let's take some of this, and you know what? Let's do it like this instead. And then let's take that and this as well. Now, I do know the automatic crafting table is not meant to be used like this, but hey, let's do it anyway. Let's go 1, 2, and then we don't need that many, obviously. Let's go 1, 2, and then I keep double clicking when I don't need to. Let's pull that one out and then take half of that. And all we have to do is add a piece of redstone back. So now that we have our computer, all we need to do is say computer, and then let's grab out 1 chest from here. And then there's a chest, and now all we have to do is place the chest on the bottom, and then the iron, as I said, is going to be the most costly part of this turtle. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of iron. So how many EMC is that? That's about 1,600, I believe, approximately. And there we go. So now we know how to make turtles. Let's go ahead and take our wrench, and place it down, or let's tell this guy right here to import, and now we know how to make turtles. So from here we are actually going to want to take a turtle, but for that I'm thinking that we're going to go home and grab our automatic requester. So let's go ahead and do that, and hopefully I can find that because that thing was rather expensive to make. I believe it was like diamond gears or something like that. Otherwise we'll just make a request logistics pipe, which is no big deal. And while we're actually running over here, I'd like to apologize that I haven't released an episode in a while, and the reason for that is I actually got my Elgato, which is, if you guys don't know, for game recording, and I can record off my Xbox, PS3, whatever I'd like to. I could even record this off of it if I would like to. Holy fudge muffins, we have a ton of EMC now. So I'm thinking what we can do is just grab one of these pickaxes and just throw it into here. But that's why I haven't actually been recording all that much recently, because I've been recording Black Ops 2 and other things like that. And I know you guys probably don't like that all that much, but I'm hoping on getting this channel to be a little bit more diverse on the things that are actually on here, because some people do like different things, and I'm hoping to reach out to a wider audience. I am doing Minecraft. As you can see, I'm actually continuing Minecraft, and I plan on releasing this much more frequently than I am currently. So that is a great thing, and that is an update on the status of the stuff. So here is what I'm thinking we're going to have to do now. Let's go ahead and move the supplier pipe, and how are we going to get all of those pickaxes back in there when I break that? That's a first. Have you guys ever seen 10 pickaxes just laying on the ground? I haven't either, so yep, first every day. So let's go ahead and take all of these and see if we can get that chest. If not, I believe I have... Oh, there we go. We got lucky there. So all we have to do now is, say, place a pipe right there, and then place this there. I really don't like that you can't place anything on the automatic crafting tables. I know you can shift-click on the... Oh, crap. Did we just hurt that pickaxe? Oh, well. All you have to do, if you do break your pickaxe on accident, is just toss it into here, and I believe it will be consumed and just turn it into a new pickaxe, which is pretty dang cool. So all we have to do is throw all of these pickaxes back into here, which isn't going to take all that long. I'm hoping the inventory tweaks will actually help us out here. Let's go boom, and as you can see, that helped out a lot. So now we're going to run our supplier pipe here again, and we just ran into another problem. I really hope that they get that fixed in the next version of logistics pipes. I don't even know if the next version is actually out yet, but I am assuming that it is, because 1.4.7 or 5 is coming out sometime soon. I think it's 5, so I would assume that they are working on logistics pipes, if not already out yet, for 1.4.7 or 1.4.5. So that's going to be sweet once we can actually get that down, and I really would like to switch over to FTB, but I'm going to finish the solar panel challenge before we actually do that, so blame Frodo, just saying. Not really, but that's the main reason I haven't actually switched over to the FTB mod pack and 1.4.5 yet, and I'm actually kind of waiting on logistics pipes. I really don't want to, but I'm thinking I really just love logistics pipes, and I want them to get all the bugs out of everything so that we don't mess up with anything else. So here is what we are going to have to do. How are we going to do this now? I didn't actually have to do that, did I? So let's take our satellite logistics pipe and just place it on top of this chest. Dang it, we can't shift click, and we can't shift click on that either. So let's take our suppliers and just say satellite here, and then all we have to do is somehow get it connected over to this pipe. So that is going to be a bad thing, because that'll be a three-way, so let's do it like that. And then, yeah, if you guys don't know, and if you haven't actually seen my videos on how I use my logistics pipes, you're not allowed to have a three-way intersection without using a basic logistics pipe, or it just goes crazy and does not work. So that is just a little heads up there if you guys are thinking about making this setup here. So as you can see, I think these are actually inner world items or pipes, because I have like 1 and 2 in the overworld, and those are the ones that aren't available. So I think it's actually interworld, which is pretty dang cool. So all we have to do now is tell it that the pickaxes are coming from the satellite. Now you're going to say that it is on 3, and as you can see, the item or object 1 and 2 are not actually available, and 3 is actually green, meaning that it is available. I believe if we break that, that'll turn red. As you can see, it did turn red because no longer is that chest now available. Now if we go ahead and add it back, as I just did, we should be able to go off of this and then come back, and we should be able to set this back to 3 and then come back, and boom, green is back. So that is sweet. That's basically what the satellite pipe is used for, but more widely known, What is actually, I have no idea where I was going with that, but what is actually used for is to use items that are not stackable, and it will actually be able to pull like that. So I will show you guys in a sec when I'm able to do that. But first of all, what we're going to have to do is say take this and then request a turtle. Let's go ahead and say request 2. As you can see, automatically we should be able to grab 2 turtles with no big deal at all. There's 1 turtle, there's the second one. All we have to do now is take a turtle, place it right there, and just place a pickaxe right there. So that is how you make the mining turtle. Now, I don't think you can use ruby pickaxes or anything like that. I really wish you could. I think I've seen a version where you could, but I think it was an older version, which is not all that great. Let's go ahead and get rid of that pickaxe. And now the key to this is take this pickaxe out of here, and all we have to say is pickaxe goes there, and we are going to tell it that it is coming from satellite. So as you can see, the satellite pipe is actually initiated, and number 3 is green because number 3 is the pipe corresponding to the chest that is containing the pickaxes. So now let's go ahead and place our pickaxe back here, and now we should be able to create our awesome turtles. So let's go ahead and try this guy out. Let's use our automatic crafter, or what is this thing even called? Let's see. Remote order, or as Direwolf like to call it, the requesting tool. So let's go ahead and right click, and as you can see, we now know how to make our mining turtles. Let's go ahead and make 9 of these guys, and as you can see, we're actually missing 9 diamond pickaxes. How is that? 1, 2, 3. Alright, I was beginning to wonder about my logistics pipe skills until I realized as I always preach, don't click on the one where you're actually getting the item from. So I'm actually providing diamond pickaxes from this pipe, so why would I click on it when I always say not to click on the one where you're actually gaining your items from? And I didn't, it took me 20 minutes to figure that out. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm clicking on the pipe that I'm pulling pickaxes from. That's probably not good. So I did have it set up right. I just wasn't requesting from the proper place. So I suppose that is the downside to this remote order. Although, other than that, it is amazing. So let's go ahead and grab our 8 of these. But as you can see, we're actually missing 6 iron ingots. And I believe, let's see, iron ingots. As you can see, I already requested it and tested it just to make sure. So requested and tested. So all we have to do is grab out some of this iron, and we should be able to get nearly as many as we would like of the... There we go. Okay, now we have a ton of iron, and that should be just fine. Keep making pickaxes, do your thing, and all we have to do is throw those guys in there, and this should be sweet. So now let's go ahead and request our, say, 9 of these mining turtles. As you can see, it was successful, and 9 is all that I can produce at the same time, for the reason that, it actually worked that time because we're not providing from that one. So that one actually works because this is a supplier, and we currently are not actually providing from this provider pipe, or supplier pipe, my bad. And so now we have our 7, and then 8, and then, let's see, 1 more. So now we have our 9 turtles. So this is sweet, and we do actually have all of these pickaxes left over, and each of them is worth 3 diamonds apiece, so that's kind of funny. So I'm thinking we're going to convert all of them over into diamonds, and I know this is basically a way for me to actually be in the end and justify being here instead of being able to just come here and wait and be able to gain EMC. So this somewhat justifies it because I was building a machine, but hey, whatever it takes. And I actually got all of these mining turtles, which are going to be the main idea in the way that we're going to be able to get a ton of EMC. So let's go ahead and throw this in there, and I'm going to try and grab as many of these pickaxes into here as I can. Let's go ahead and take this, and I have no idea why things are like looping around in there. Let's go ahead and take this, and then boom, and then we're actually going to have more than just a stack of these. We're going to have a much more... What the heck is going on here? Alright, so I think it's actually providing to itself. I have no idea what the heck it's doing. It's like flipping places around on me. Let's go ahead and take the last pickaxe, and as you can see, boom. So now we have our awesome amount of diamonds. Let's go ahead and throw those on the ground, and we should be able to pick them up in our miner's backpack. So that's sweet, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and say diamond goes there, and we are going home. So now that we have everything, don't want to show... Whoa, we actually have 12 diamonds in there. What the heck? Alright, so let's go in there. I think those were the diamonds that we just picked up, so no big deal. And it is dark at home, as it normally is, so that is going to be a big problem for our solar panels, and that's why we do have the nuclear reactor, but I really do need to get the... Holy crap, that is an angry wisp. Run away. and we actually need to get our solar panels actually set up. So that's what all of these diamonds are going to be helping us do. They're going to allow us to get a bunch of our optic fiber cables, or not optic fiber, why can't they just be optic fiber? Glass fiber cables, and that will allow us to hook up all of our solar panels, thus exponentially growing in our ability to produce EMC. So that's basically everything that we're doing. Our EU per tick is actually going to increase as we are able to increase our EMC per tick. So they are directly tied together and they depend on each other. So that is sweet. And you guys will see what I mean as we progress here. Alright, so we do have all of this coal that we're going to be needing. So let's go ahead and get rid of everything that we have in our inventory other than just a few things. Let's take our drill, some of these pipes. We definitely want the alchemical bag, and we want the diamonds as well. And then let's see what else can we grab. Let's get rid of all of these pipes and then this as well as this. So now all we need to do is take out our stuff that we do want. So now we have all this. We don't need that. And so now that chest is actually getting filled up with junk. So here is what we need to do now. Let's go ahead and run over to our transmutation tablet and just give me a sec here. Alright, so now we have that guy in there, and now we have our Mark II. Let's go ahead and check how much a Mark III is, because we might be able to afford another Mark III. Let's see. 710,000 EU, or EMC, my bad. So let's see. Let's just go ahead and grab a Mark II for now. You know what? We might be able to grab two Mark IIs. Yeah, so now we have two Mark IIs, and now we are going to go back home, and we should be able to plop those down on our copper as well as some other chests that we'd like to use it on. And I'm thinking what we should be able to do is take, let's see, there's the Mark III, and I think this is only a Mark I. Let's see, that is a Mark I, I believe. Nope, that's actually a Mark II, so now we have three Mark IIs. We are getting some ridiculous energy here, but let's see, this I believe is a Mark I. I'm going to be mad if none of these are Mark Is. All of these are Mark IIs. So here is what we're going to do. Exponentially, or not exponentially, but let's see, how are we going to get this? This is not good. We're going to have to break that pipe to get that, I think, unless we break this block. Alright, so now, I swear, if we lose that thing, I'm going to be so mad. But now all we have to do is come down here, and we should be able to go back upstairs and be able to combine all of these. Let's see, we don't have enough EMC to fly, apparently, even though we are carrying around a ton of EMC currently. Let's see. This is a Mark II as well, and we have 6 Mark IIs. So as I was saying, every single side that is touching our relay is actually getting an added bonus. Now, I don't know what the bonus is per tick. I think it's like 3 or 4, but I'm pretty sure the Mark III added bonus is 10 per side. So that is actually sweet. I don't even know what the bonus, or not the bonus, but how many a Mark III compared to a Mark II produces, but I do know that we would like some Mark IIIs instead of Mark IIs, and holy crap, we have 1 million EMC in our transmutation table. So let's go ahead and remember that amount in case something crazy happens on the way over here to grab the Mark III, so that we can actually teach it to our transmutation table. So that is the main plan. All we have to do is go ahead and grab this guy here, and we can now actually transmute that as soon as we are able to go over to the transmutation tablet. And sorry, I was looking around because I heard some strange noise, and I don't know what it was. So, yeah, if I die, it's your fault. No, just kidding. So let's go ahead and throw in our Mark III collector, and as you can see, let's pull out 1, 2, and there is our third Mark III collector. So that is a ton of UU matter that is going to be being produced, mostly because as we gain EU per tick, we are going to be able to produce more of our awesome energy. And what is actually happening here is every 200,000 EMC, we are able to produce 1 UU matter. And because we are using scrap, it is 200,000 EU. So instead of the 1 million EU that's normally needed for one piece of UU, we're able to use 200,000 because we do have a rather strong base for our scrap. So the scrap is going to be a major help in your UU production. So I would recommend, if you're creating UU and planning on making a machine somewhat like this, I would plan on doing it how I have done it and made a scrap base before you're able to do anything else. Let's go ahead and plop this guy down there. So now we have 3 Mark IIIs on our Mark II relay. Now I would like to upgrade that to a Mark III relay, but we'll have to do that later. As you can see, it is just flying by in the race, and that's actually a Mark 1. So that's what the Mark 1 looks like instead of the Mark 3. As you can see, the inventory grows, and I think the Mark 2 actually has 3 slots instead of just these, and you can actually throw items in here instead of using a, say, transmutation tablet. So let's go ahead and see where else we can throw this down. I'm thinking copper actually needs this more, or actually tin. Let's see, where is the copper? I believe this is copper. Oh, yes, copper is fine now, but we would like to throw it on top of tin instead of just floating in the air, because that's just a waste for it not to be touching another one, because exponentially we are able to grow because, or not exponentially, but we're actually being able to multiply our stuff by lots. I don't know if that makes sense. Actually, I think it's still addition. Yeah, I think it's addition. But anyways, so we've actually been able to get 3 Mark 3s this episode, which is sweet, and we're not actually able to use our mining turtles yet, but I'm going to go and set them up really quickly somewhere. Let's see, where can we set them up? I think I might show me setting them up on screen, and then, you know what, I don't even think we have time to do that this episode, so I will go ahead and wrap it up as we go to run and set those up. But next episode, you guys will be able to see me set up these 10 mining turtles, and hopefully next episode we will actually get some more mining turtles than what we have. So let's go ahead and find a nice spot down here. As you can see, this is where we mined in that one episode, but I'm thinking somewhere along these lines is going to be where we are going to go mining. So I would like to use the quarry mode, or actually we might just use tunnel. I'm thinking tunnel is going to be the most effective, because even if we log out, it still will work, which is the great thing about tunnel. And actually it won't work out, or it will work, but if you log out, it will actually stop, which I don't like. That's what I like about servers, and I really would like to get the server up a lot more often now that we are able to, which would be sweet. So I'd like to see you guys on the server. Just go ahead and leave in the comments sometime that you'd like to get on the server, and I will be able to put the server up for you guys if I am capable of doing so. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoy seeing me do these awesome builds, and, well, builds that I think are awesome, please do go ahead and leave a comment down below. Constructive criticism is welcomed. And yeah, so if you guys like this video, please do hit the like button, and if you guys are not subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. So this has been PG Mining 10. Peace.